Hello everyone, this is Raven here with the first of 8 of the monster hunts. This time I'll be fighting off against the Brute Queens, and it's going to be quite an atrocious fight, and I am on Legendary difficulty. You'll be able to see that because I can't move my camera too far away from from my army as a whole, and when I select enemy units, I can't see any of their abilities or their health pools or anything like that, so it's just going to be everything that I can see is what I got, pretty much. Thought I was muted there for a second. Guess I'm not. Okay, so we're good. I'm gonna go ahead and make this little group right here. These two guys in it. That's good. Go ahead and we'll give the Familiar Warriors and this guy all these dudes. So this could be another little squad over here. And up here in the front, we're gonna have our front line of 1 spearman. Our trolls. Backing them up, 3 armored skin wolves. Should be a pretty good squad. Every single force here is gonna be doing some good stuff for me. 1, 2, 3 is the main group. 2 is over here. Kind of bothers me, but it's all right. I'll see if I can remember that throughout the fight. Typically, I put my main units. Like my mainline forces on 1. I did my Lord on 1 this time, so we'll see how that works out. Alright, so like I said, I can only go so far. This is as far as I can go forward, and I can't select any of these guys to see what kind of stats they have. So we got this little Night Goblin on his squig. He's going to be doing some good armor-piercing damage, honestly, against anybody he comes up against, so I have to be careful of that. 2. Might as well go ahead and try and... we'll keep these guys back just a little bit. Okay. Over here. Everybody's gonna go back over here now. Circle around. I'm gonna just jump everybody on that spider. Homeboy just got annihilated. Okay. Getting some good throws in. Some really good throws. Right, keep up with that damage, it's really good. These javelins are important. So is this ability. Get these guys doing as much damage as possible. We're gonna have our Lord on 1 and our hero on the other. These trolls are gonna come back and keep them in this fight as long as possible because they have terrible leadership. It's fine. Over here is gonna get bogged down and probably routed, honestly, because there's so many spiders. The reinforcements came in with another 3? I don't remember. Quite a few. An annoying amount, that's for damn sure. Alright, we're gonna go back over here now. You, go ahead and throw some spears over here. You. Put you on guard mode, guard mode. Start chucking in spears. Or javelins, rather. It's fine. Let's go, come on. I don't care about these little spiders, we care about these guys over here. The Lord's been terrified by my mammoth, which is perfect. These guys, get them engaged. Take everybody off this hard group so I can start moving them. Go ahead and start attacking them on these spiders. Come on, Throg, get in here. Get in there, Throg, go, go, go. We need that leadership. And of course, everybody started terror ratting because Throg didn't get in there quick enough, but that's okay. These javelin throwers are still doing half decent. These guys are not attacking who I want them to attack, which is just absolutely pitiful. Oh boy, these guys are going to come back from routing, which is perfect. They can start protecting our javelin throwers. These guys can come up here too. Come back. Turn around. There we go. You guys right there. Right there. There. Come on. Everybody start getting into this fight. Come on. Bring everybody back. There we go. Nice leadership buff. I don't know who my man is deciding to attack, but he needs to be hitting spiders only. this one unit can focus down this guy because he's so low. Enemy's really low too. He's really low as well. We're looking pretty good right now. I don't want to call it yet. This could go either way because of terror. Get these guys back in the fight. These guys fighting somebody. I don't really care who. Okay, start bringing everybody back in that's terror routing. Luckily, we got a good route for everybody that's deciding to, you know, route away. Everybody's following a good path and able to come back to the fight, which is really nice. So we're gonna go ahead and get this guy right here. Okay, never mind. Get the Lord in right there. Go ahead and spray this dude down just a little bit with some throw up. I think that would do him some good. These javelin throwers. Let's do some... Alright, looks like actually everybody started routing. So never mind, we're good. It's just time to finish off all these unbreakable units. These guys can keep fighting over here. These ice breath frost trolls over here. Or ice trolls, excuse me. I love their breath attacks. I love everything about like the ice units. I know it's kind of just like a reskin for some of them, but overall I think it's really cool. Alright, so that's the whole battle right there. It's a pretty quick one, thankfully. And you know what? I actually had another really quick battle that I did on the ladder today. I'll just go ahead and cast that since I feel like doing some more stuff. Super fun Bretonnian army. So I went with a super heavy peasant front line and with a whole bunch of knights. And, you know, because recently the Fey Enchantress was nerfed, you know, quote unquote, well, she was nerfed for sure. The Mortis Engine effect that she has is only active when she's in combat now, and she costs 150 more than she used to. And the Prophetesses, which are pretty much just damsels, but the Lord version, which can come on Pegasus, they're actually 150 cheaper than what they used to be. So I was like, well, with the recent buffs to the lore of life and all that stuff and the Dwellers Below, and the nerf to healing, I thought, why not just go ahead and bring a peasant army that I don't really care about healing that much, and lots of knights and the Dwellers Below that I could potentially use on an enemy to just destroy his front line. So my opponent over here looks like he went with like a random generated army almost, because he has like lots of units with like a bunch of chevrons all over them. So he could be trying to do kind of a Zinch kind of thing. The changer of ways over here dictating what his army is. So as you can see for my army here, I have 2 units of knights on each side, 1 unit of Knights of the Realm, and then 1 unit of questing knights for a heavy AP. And I have the Regiment of Renown version on each side of the Knights of the Realm and the questing knights. So these guys have magical attacks, and they also cause fear when they used to not. So that's really good stuff. I love that. And then over here, these questing knights actually have the Blessing of the Lady for a 20% physical resistance, but it's only if their leadership is not broken, and it only has 1 use. So as soon as you use it, which is as soon as the game starts, it's activated, but once they rout, it's lost for forever. But because they have such high leadership, and they have this huge physical resistance, either they're just going to entirely die, or they're going to shatter and never come back, so it's not going to matter either way. And then we have the regular Knights of the Realm, and then the regular questing knights over there, and we just have a standard front line. Just an entire front line of all these peasant mobs. And in the back, I just went with regular bowmen. They're a little bit cheaper. I didn't really need fire arrows. There's nothing with regeneration that I really cared about for the Empire. I don't believe that Volkmar the Grim or Boris Togbringer with their regeneration actually have a weakness to fire, because it's an item that gives it rather than just how they are built as a person. So, and then for my top over here, you can see my Lord on her Pegasus, flanked by 2 units of Royal Pegasus Knights, so they got that 20% physical resistance. And then for the opponent's front line over here, spearmen, halberds, great swords, some handgunners, crossbowmen, and a great cannon. It's going to do some good work against any cavalry or Pegasus Knights that it gets on, and some Reichsguard over here that'll trade pretty efficiently with everybody except for my questing knights. So we'll go ahead and kick this off, and we'll see what I can do over here. Go ahead and put it in kind of a cinematic view as well. So immediately I'm just like, alright, I can win this cavalry fight hands down, because I have 4 to his 2, and not only that, but I have way more armor piercing than he does, so that's good stuff. And then for my caster over here, I used Dwellers Below on this army, so let's go ahead and take a look at what it's going to do. And it doesn't look like it's doing too much at first, but over time, you can see all these guys are becoming quite bloody. They start taking so many losses. Oh boy. Just look at the health bar in these guys. Destroyed these handgunners and destroyed these 2 units of spearmen. However, that miscast did quite a bit of damage to my my lord. Let's actually get her back over here. Let me see. Yeah, I can... Whatever. I'm not going to be able to get her. So I get a surround over here on poor Call of Friends, who didn't really decide to flee away for some reason. My opponent was just a little bit distracted trying to move his front line for a little bit, and was like, well, I got to salvage what I can. And then these guys moved directly into my archer fire, and these cannons are going to start shooting in, and my knights are going to start sweeping in. And I decide to go ahead and just kind of envelop this Empire captain and Carl Friends over here with these knights. And then over here for my cavalry engagement, the charges did go off, and I put a extended duration Lore of Life heal on these guys, so the Earth Blood going off, and it's going to keep these guys pretty healthy, and they'll be able to start tanking all the damage that these Reichsguard are going to be able to do to them, because they don't do that much. Well, they have 40 damage, but it's not armor piercing, and they don't have a bonus versus large. And in the front line here, I'm just throwing all of my peasant mob all over the place, all over him. And I decided to sick in my lord against Carl over here just for the fun of it. I was like, you know what? She deserves to have a few laughs and get a couple swings in on Carl, but then Carl, like, whacks her right in the face with a fucking hammer, and she's like, oh shit, that hurt. And I bring her in for a rear charge because, you know, I wasn't really happy about being hit in the face too many times by a hammer. And I do some pretty good damage with her, and then he's going to actually rout off from the field. From here, I start sticking my 2 units of Pegasus Knights on each of his Reichsguard, and I start bringing these units around to start rear charging these cannons. And I meant to send these Questing Knights into the back of all these units right here, but they just kind of stood here and just stayed. And then I start targeting all these bowmen over here on these great swords, because they're going to be the biggest threat now that's on the field besides these 2 units. And as soon as I can get rid of all these units, it's just going to be a mass rout. As you can see, pretty much 10 seconds left on this fight. The cannon's done. These guys are getting shredded apart by all these bowmen. And my forces just weren't touched that fight. So rather unfortunate pick that my opponent didn't have more cavalry or either a bigger front line to deal with me this game, because I just brought so many units, and just there is nothing he could do to stop it, unfortunately. And I did lose 200 units, but most of it was just from these peasant bowmen and these peasant mobs right here. Took pretty minor casualties across my knights, I would say, and they absolutely destroyed all of his really important units. And that Dwellers Below, it didn't actually tell me how many kills she got, and I wish it would, but it destroyed these 4 units for sure. So unfortunate for my opponent, but very good game to you, Discourse, and I'll hopefully see you again on ladder, and maybe you'll go with a different build that can kind of stand up to what I have to bring against you. Maybe we'll get a bigger video that's more down to the wire. But either way, that was a really fun fight. Either way, I just really enjoyed bringing all these peasants and all these knights, so very happy with the diversity that these regiments of renown provide for Britonia now. So overall, guys, if you like what you saw, go ahead and leave a like, subscribe if you want to see more, comment down in the comment section down below if you want to see something else, or give me any tips or tricks on anything I can do to improve my videos for your viewing pleasure. And as always, guys, I will catch y'all later.